Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the 6-star wheat protein. And I really like this protein. This is one of my favorite ones. Now it has 64 grams of protein per 2 scoops. The serving size is 1 scoop. It's got 14.8 grams of BCAAs. So it's really good for recovery, and it's also 70% better than regular wheat based on university research. Now we're going to go over some of the ingredients, then we're going to go over some of the research that was involved. Now it's a little bit lower, like the fat amount and sugar amount is actually lower than a lot of other protein powders. Now, if you're diabetic, you probably wouldn't want to use this. Just because of the sugar content, you'd probably want to get just a normal protein isolate that's unflavored. Now, the BCAA blend, they got L-glutamine, L-leucine, L-isoleucine, so L-valine. So it's really good for getting the pump in. Especially with the creatine monohydrate added. The creatine definitely helps build muscle as well, and helps get in and out the BCAAs and the protein. And the protein, 32 grams, and this is all for 1 scoop, which I really like the fact that, it's just 1 scoop. It saves a little bit of time. You only have to do 1 scoop. I mean, it's not much time, but it's just kind of nice just having to only do 1 scoop. Now, the test is from a 6-week double-blind study, and it increased the benchmarks for their bench by a decent amount compared to regular wheat, and that's all because of these added ingredients, the BCAAs and creatine monohydrate. Now, there's a lot of studies behind creatine. Creatine is one of the top supplements used by athletes to help with a muscle pump. And now, this has got a decent amount in it. They don't need quite this much, but I mean, it's a decent amount. It's not quite the amount that you'd have to use for a creatine load. Creatine load is 5 grams when you're doing a creatine load, which you really don't need to do if you are just supplementing this and you're going to be using it almost daily, because the creatine load just helps get your body saturated in creatine. So it's not an absolute necessity. But I really like this protein. It also tastes really good. So we're going to open this up. I'm going to show you guys. I've already used this a bunch. But I'm going to show you like one of my... Oh, yeah, let me actually go over the ingredients first. So it's got whey protein concentrate, whey protein isolate, and maltodextrin. So the maltodextrin just helps with carbs. It's kind of like a carb powder. The cocoa is just for flavor. Same thing with the natural and artificial flavors. The gum blend is to kind of change the consistency. The calcium carbonate actually probably helps a little bit with keeping it a little more less acidic. And then soy, probably just additives just to kind of keep it together. The potassium, not really too sure what type of potassium it is, but it's good to have potassium when you're lifting. I'm not sure if that's a good type of potassium or not, but I kind of trust these guys. They're pretty popular. They're from Muscletech. It's a pretty good brand, and I've always really enjoyed their protein powder. Just gonna do 1 scoop. Put that down right there. And now some protein powders, they don't mix very well. Now, depending on the protein powder, that might be a good thing. It really depends. Like, I might be going over a different one that doesn't mix well, but it's a very good protein powder. But that's actually one of the reasons I really like this one, is because it does mix very well. It's got very high concentrations of protein. It's got a good amino acid blend, and it's got the creatine in it. So a lot of pre-workouts focus on creatine, not all of them, but there's a decent amount that have creatine in them. So it kind of gives you like a little pre-workout type fix too. So you can take a little bit before, a little bit after. I mean, creatine's in your system for a while, so you don't really have to worry about having to take it before, but some people do. Also with the BCAAs, you could just sip a little bit while you're working out as well. Help keep your pump going and help give you fuel while you're working out. Yeah, it mixes very well. It's also very tasty. It's one of my favorite taste-wise. It's one of my favorites for protein powders. Now, of course, if you're trying to do competition level, you might want something a little bit more expensive, and you probably want to mix an isolate with a creatine. But this is great for just hobby lifters. If if you're just starting lifting, this is perfect for you. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna be it for this review, and I hope you all have a good day. Happy lifting. Y'all take it easy.